From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Al-Qaeda has jumped into the hijab controversy, and the lobby has successfully managed to land into the hands and play into the hands of the world's biggest terrorist group. Shame on the lobby. As the Al-Qaeda calls for violence, will the provocators within India wake up now? Here is why India must say no to the divisive agenda. Wake up to the dangers of radicalization. Send a message to the lobby, and then we debate.
Till last month, Karnataka witnessed a raging row over hijabs. Now, in an almost 9-minute video released by Al-Qaeda, the mouthpiece, global terrorist Al-Zawahiri waded into the hijab row to radicalize.
وأسقطت القناع عن طبيعة الصراع بين الأمة المسلمة الموحدة المتعففة المتنزهة وبين أعدائها المشركين الملحدين المنحلين المنحطين. وجزاها الله خير الجزاء على دفاعها بحجابها واعتزازها به وعلى ما أظهرت من سمو أمة الإسلام في عقيدتها وسلوكها وشريعتها على عقائد الوثنيين وعلى انحطاط الغربيين العلمانيين المنحلين.
The Al-Qaeda video has exposed how opportunists are creating and using a divide in India to radicalize.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿಯು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿಯು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ
ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ NIA ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. NIA ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ NIA ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಯು ಕೂಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರು ಇದರ ಜೊತೆ ಟಚ್ಚಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನೇಕ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳು ಗೃಹ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿದೆ.
Issue it is created some other organization, anti-social activity organization. So at the beginning I told that the students, they are not acting like a student. They are supported and they are sponsored by some other anti-social activities like CFI, PFI. Also, the terrorist organization are supporting them. The last time I told that they are not the student, they are a member of the terrorist. Once again, they have proved that regarding this Al-Qaeda tweet, I put that supporting the hijab issue. He had called for a support that 6 students regarding hijab. So I request our government to take the first action regarding that tweet and also regarding that 6 students, their parents also who have supported them at the time of the hijab controversy.
The provocators of the hijab row must answer tonight.
हम किसी को बैकअप नहीं कर रहे थे, हम फ्रंट में रुककर लीड कर रहे थे, बैकअप हम नहीं कर रहे थे.
वही बोल रहे सर.
सही वही है, बैक नहीं कर रहे थे, हम फ्रंट में रुककर ये लड़कियों का साथ दे रहे थे.
The Indian Muslims have rejected the meddling by terrorists like Al-Qaeda.
मुझे उसी वक्त से अंदाज़ा हो गया था, क्योंकि ये सारी जो बाहरी ताकतें हैं जो हमारे देश के अंदर नफ़रत फैलाना चाहते हैं. अब जिस तरह से अभी सामने अल-कायदा आपके सामने आया है, जिस तरह से ये बिलों में से निकलते हैं और बिलों में से निकलकर एक स्टेटमेंट देते हैं और हिंदुस्तान के अंदर हिंदुस्तान की को तोड़ना चाहते हैं, इसकी नफ़रत फैलाना चाहते हैं, तो हिंदुस्तान का मुसलमान इतना बेवकूफ़ नहीं है. लेकिन मैं फिर भी तमाम हिंदुस्तान के तमाम मुसलमानों से गुजारिश भी करूँगा कि इस तरह की जो साजिशें हैं, जो मुल्क के अंदर हमारे नफ़रत को तोड़ना चाहते हैं और जो और जिस तरह से बरगलाना चाहते हैं, किसी भी जो बाहरी संगठन है या आतंकवादी संगठन हैं, उनके बहकावे में नहीं आए।
But the opportunists who look to create a divide on every issue must wake up and face the reality or admit they are enabling terror. The motivated attempt to create a divide must end. It is time to say no to radicalization. Let's debate.
Taslim Ahmed Rahmani, Nilofar Masood of the National Conference Women's Wing, Syed Asad Abbas, Yogita Bhayana on one side. They were all pro-hijab on this issue. Shalini Ali of the Women's Wing of the MRM from Delhi, Rashmi Samant, activist and former president of the Oxford University Students' Union, Amina Sherwani, social activist, and Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP. First, I think Shehzad, we must congratulate Taslim Ahmed Rahmani because he has managed to get the support of Ayman al-Zawahiri. Now, all that was required, that a global terrorist #1 is supporting Taslim Rahmani today. So I think we must begin by congratulating him. You know, when the head of the Al-Qaeda speaks the same language, when the head of the Al-Qaeda speaks the same language as Taslim Ahmed Rahmani, I sometimes think whether people like Mr. Rahmani will do some soul searching. I think he must be happy because this is probably what he wanted. But at the same time, this entire matter and the way it's panned out today, since that video came out, actually raises some serious questions on the lobby. Doesn't it, Shehzad?
Arnab, I would say that today Al-Qaeda has exposed Al-Qaeda. Who is Al-Qaeda? Al-Qaeda is Rahmani ji, PFI, CFI, Congress, Samajwadi, all of them for whom hijab was bahana because vote bank ko tha bhadkana taki UP chunav mein vote tha kamana. So Al-Qaeda and Al-Qaeda, the relationship, the hand-in-hand exchange has been exposed. The court had spoken about unseen hands engineering social unrest, and today the Khuni Panja has come out to show us that this was the Khuni Panja and the unseen hands. But today, see, Taslim Rahmani is only functioning as a toolkit of Al-Zawahiri. He is only a toolkit. He will not be able to condemn Al-Zawahiri, say, no, I put kitab above hijab. Quran speaks about Iqra, it doesn't speak about hijab. That Karnataka High Court is what I follow and not Mr. Al-Zawahiri's sermons and fatwas is not what I follow. He will not be able to say this, and therefore I say Taslim Rahmani is the toolkit. These are the toolkits, the Al-Qaeda of Al-Qaeda. You know, you remember, Arnab, when this entire hijab issue was happening, Kapil Sibbal, perhaps he's a proponent of the hijab or hijabi brigade, he had gone to Supreme Court. B.V. Srinivas went to Supreme Court. One of their leaders went to High Court. One of their leaders, Mukarram Khan, said, "मैं boti kar dunga." And even after the High Court order has come out, Congress MLAs like Tanveer Said have said that no, we will not follow this. We will follow what Zawahiri says. We will not follow what this court of law under the constitution says. So therefore, I call them Al-Qaeda of Al-Qaeda.
And you know, I'll tell you one thing. The question is to people like Mr. Rahmani, actually, the Shehzad, because today he must think, you know, it's the level of exposure of this lobby on this subject. You know, Amina Sherwani, I spoke to a few people and they said today that truly after the support we have got from Al-Zawahiri, we don't know where to look, we don't know what to say. Some of them said that we were getting an opportunity to write articles abusing the government of India, abusing the BJP on the hijab issue, but after getting the support of Ayman al-Zawahiri no less, we don't know whether we will get published anymore. But I find it fascinating here, Amina ji, that the language of Ayman al-Zawahiri is not different from the language that has been used by these provocators. This is the reality of India, Hindu India, with the deception of a democracy, pagan democracy. Same language. Amina, they don't know where to look. That's why, otherwise, do you think that for 5 minutes into the debates that Taslim would be quiet? No, today he doesn't know what to say. Amina, what would you say to people like Mr. Rahmani, please? Yes.
No, I will not be provoked.
Zawahiri has used words like
Certainly,
mushrik.
You may try a lot, but I will not be provoked.
Zawahiri has
you
used
owe an
words like
answer.
mushrik.
You will have to
That
prove
man,
the allegations you
I
make.
don't know how he has the guts to speak on issues that concern India, and every Muslim should stand and condemn this interference by a man like Zawahiri, who is a murderer, who is a rapist, who has orchestrated death and murder. These men have no right to speak. First, it was only Desi mullahs who were making our life miserable. Now our dear beloved Zawahiri Sahab has also arrived from his little hole where he was hiding. And he has also latched on to us Muslim women of India to make our lives even more miserable than they already are. Men have to stop playing with the lives of women like this and putting us in these horrible spots.
We have provided them opportunity to speak. We are responsible.
Yes, we have given them. We are fools. We are morons. We have given them
need to take the collective responsibility
to speak up. Yes.
Change.
I take singular responsibility. I myself am to blame. I should have done much more.
It is better to take the collective responsibility. Whatever has been happening from the last so many years against the minorities, this is the situation which we are responsible for, and we have allowed people to interfere in our personal affairs. Because we have provided them the environment to speak.
Personal affairs? What do you mean our personal affairs?
Personal affairs of our country.
Are we talking about here? Hijab is a very public affair.
Of our country.
Hijab is a very public affair.
We need to condemn it in one voice.
Why, before you, 1 minute, can I tell you one thing? Niloufar Masood, may I make a suggestion to you and to Yogita Bhayana and everybody here, who has been going on saying, oh, look at the condition of Muslim women in India. It's so bad. They can't go to school. 2 years back, they said, what did they say? They will all lose their citizenship. Look, Muslim women in India are oppressed under the Modi regime, etc., etc. Why don't you, all of you, say something about the condition of Muslim women in Saudi Arabia, where under this Wahhabi regime, women are flogged. Women have their heads cut off in public. There is a square where women's heads are decapitated. If a woman, why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about that instead?
We should be more.
Why don't you talk about the condition of women in Saudi Arabia?
We need to be.
There you are. You see, unacceptable.
We should be concerned about our own country.
Oh, I mentioned Saudi Arabia. Touchy subject, huh? Touchy subject, huh? No. Why? You are inspired. You are inspired by Saudi Arabia. What is it about Saudi Arabia that inspires you, Niloufar ji? मैंने Saudi Arabia का नाम क्या ले लिया? You absolutely went ballistic on me.
Country with some other country.
I can't. Can I please? The fact. Other country. I'm talking about Saudi Arabia. No other country. Tell Taslim Rahmani test today.
Why should you talk about other countries? Why not talk about?
Because Saudi Arabia is spending a lot of money. Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Saudi Arabia.
The doors are being closed.
Because Saudi Arabia.
For these females to get educated.
No.
We have seen it.
Anyway, you've got Al-Qaeda support today.
Against one minority, against the minorities. We have seen the series. Let me quote Babri Masjid, then Shah Bano, Lao Jihad, Triple Talaq, Halala, this hijab controversy, Azan controversy, offering namaz controversy. Now we have ended with the meat controversy, closing down the shops of the minorities around the temple. This is where we are heading. We need to look into these controversies. Why these are erupting in our country?
1 minute. May I, Niloufar ji, 1 minute, please. Please don't use this word when you are saying controversy. Controversy? She said that nikah halala is a controversy. No, it's not a controversy. When a 75-year-old man sexually exploits a 12-year-old girl, it is not a controversy, sir. It is not a controversy. It is a barbaric practice of nikah halala. It's not a controversy. And when a woman is thrown out of the house, when her husband says talaq, 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 it's not a controversy. These are things which must fight against. How are they controversies to? Anyway, my subject today is Rashmi.
Why should
my subject is Rashmi, my subject is today the Al-Qaeda support to the lobby. I want to stay focused on this. The Al-Qaeda's support to the lobby. We must talk about it in detail. What are the issues it raises before all of us? Rashmi, over to you. And also, have you noticed, Rashmi, pin drop silence from Taslim Rahmani, pin drop silence from Syed Asad Abbas today? Nothing, not a word, not a word.
I think I'd like to start by saying that the pin drop silence is motivated by...
If I'm allowed to speak, I shall speak. Arnab.
Rashmi goes first. I took her name. I took Rashmi's name. Rashmi and Shalini are on the left. Rashmi first.
By saying that the pin drop silence is motivated by the fact that Al-Qaeda has filled up the quota today of speech. So that's motivated this whole pin drop silence. And the fact that terrorist organizations are getting involved with issues within India, it shows that this hijab controversy is not a mere controversy. It poses a threat to the security and the well-being of all Indians. It shows that the lobby that is supporting the hijab rule has much deeper intentions than just about hijab or not. This is serious
to create riots in the country. Your intention is to create peace, unrest in the country. It is very much clear from your statements. What are you talking? You should be booked under sedition, madam. What are you talking? Who's backing whom? Some stupid people are backing you.
The last time I checked
you. I think you're mindless. You want to create unrest in the country. You instigate, you put that Hindu chabi, and Muslim chabi. You just want to do this only. There is no.
The last time I checked, Al-Qaeda was still a terrorist organization. So stop calling names. Stop calling names. And if you want to involve in a decent debate, then do that. Calling someone mindless does not solve the problem that Al-Qaeda is a terrorist organization. You need to stop with your charade that we are trying to start a riot. The interference of a terrorist organization clearly shows that they are trying to start a riot. It was Harsha who was killed by the end of the day during this entire row.
Can you not grow up? Have some development agenda.
I'm 23 years old. I think you're much more grown up than me. So please give me the platform to talk. And do not swear at a younger person if you have enough this thing.
Think big.
You're just trying to throw irrelevant arguments here. We're talking about a terrorist organization that is interfering in the domestic affairs of India, which poses serious security threat,
Forget about who's backing whom. You are a terrorist. In your
Al-Qaeda is a terrorist organization.
You're a hidden terrorist.
How did
national channel? You know that. Terrorist means who?
Oh my God, this is very hilarious. You're calling a 23-year-old student something. I think your words reflect who you are. And why don't you come up with a valid, argument to prove that Al-Qaeda is not a terrorist organization?
I go on air and say that you are a terrorist
using this
because people like you kill so many people without even realizing it. So you are indirectly terrorist, right?
Do you want me to count how many people Al-Qaeda has killed? Do you want me to count how many people Al-Qaeda has killed, raped, caused suffering to? Do you want me to count how many young girls have lost their fathers because of Al-Qaeda? Do you want me to count?
Because of the government?
Do you want me to count?
They don't want them to
Short.
People like me, I don't think I'm uneducated. Okay, that's the last thing I am.
You should be booked
for terrorism. So you need to stop deviating this argument by using senseless arguments and throwing, and being disrespectful of the other person. I think that's all you know, being disrespectful of others. Come up with a valid argument.
I take a lot of offense.
Come up with a valid argument. Tell me why Al-Qaeda is not a terrorist organization. And how their interference is not a threat to India's domestic security. It is a threat to domestic security.
May I come in for a minute, please? May I come in for a minute, please? Yogita and Rashmi.
I take high offense to this.
No,
I take offense to this.
But you've called her a terrorist. She's also taking offense to that.
you?
take offense.
On air?
Arnab.
What about you?
Arnab.
No. I may I come in?
Unbelievable, Arnab.
People
No.
are uneducated in our country.
No. I think Yogita, you have been. 1 minute, please. Just a minute, Yogita, please calm down for a minute. And the fact is, I'm not discussing Rashmi Samant. She has every right to put her point of view. That does not make her a terrorist. So please.
My right.
Yeah, but you can't call her a terrorist for that.
Supported by terrorism.
Well, I think the people, Ayman al-Zawahiri, they are the terrorists.
I think you guys are terrorists creating a situation like that.
Arnab.
How dare you
Arnab
can say
Goswami.
we are more patriotic, more nationalistic than you guys sitting there.
What is you
Because
guys?
You do nothing for creating
Arnab,
You know, 1 minute, just a minute. First of all, calm down a bit, Yogita. Calm down a bit, please. Yogita, calm down a bit, and let me tell you, if you are upset, I'll tell you why you are upset. If you're angry, I'll tell you why you're angry. If you're frustrated and furious, I'll tell you why you're frustrated and furious. And I'll tell you why. If you allow me. You are furious. You are furious. Yogita, calm down. Yogita, you are furious. You are angry from inside today that the Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri, world's #1 terrorist, is supporting the kind of position that people like you have taken on the hijab issue. That's making you frustrated. But it should have seen you. You should have.
His problem. Just talk to him. You have guts to call him on your channel. Interview him. Why can't you interview him?
I don't interview
Just
terrorists.
interview him. No.
I don't interview
Tell the
terrorists.
agencies to call him.
heard all
You asked
I don't
him why
interview
he's
terrorists.
forcing such a
I
situation.
think
You
this
cannot put your
debate is
finger
on a
on us.
larger level.
Who is more patriotic?
You are
You
frustrated,
have
but
to
you
be
should have seen it
People
coming.
in the
You should have seen it
garb of-
coming. A minute, please.
Hinduism is
Yogita, 1 minute.
very
Yogita, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. 2 at a time. Yogita, 1 minute. The point is, Amina, you know what's coming out on television right now? What is coming out is the internal anger. Is the internal anger of an entire group. And I told them not for 1 day, not for 1 week. I told them for 3 weeks. I told them for 3 weeks. 2 months back, I told them, don't do this. I told them the radicalization is real. I told them, now listen to me, you called us a terrorist. I told them that this is what terrorists want. I told them this is what terrorists want. I said that the terrorists and the terrorist groups and people who support terrorists want the country divided using issues like PFI. And Amina, allow me a minute. What people asked me today, what do you think about the 9-minute video which came out? The 9-minute video which came out showed a man, once presumed dead, Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri, embarrass the hell out of the lobby by coming out. Now the terrorists will come out. It's not the first time. Let me remind you, Yogita, just 1 minute. There is a terrorist in Pakistan called Hafiz Saeed. You know that Hafiz Saeed once praised an ex-Latians journalist to the skies? You know that?
So ask him.
No, I am not asking him. I am asking you. Why did we must ask ourselves? What we must ask ourselves? Shehzad is on the debate. What we must ask ourselves is why do people like Hafiz Saeed? Why do people like Hafiz Saeed and Ayman al-Zawahiri come out in support of some of these, these lobby type people in India?
A girl has only supported the Karnataka High Court decision, Rashmi, a young bride girl. She was called terrorist. She was told that there should be sedition on her because she supported what is constitutional. And those who are sitting and echoing the line and length of Zawahiri, they cannot be called Islamist panelists. I call them Islamist panelists. You may not call them. They are the same kind who Hafiz Saeed and Osama bin Laden and al-Zawahiri might praise because they share the same worldview on women's empowerment like al-Zawahiri. Today, Syed Abbas and Yogita Bahana share the same worldview on women's empowerment as al-Zawahiri. They can wear it as a badge of honor. They will have the same position on Shah Banu. They have same position on Shaira Banu. They have same position on triple talaq. They have same position on UCC. Today there is a complete consensus between Al-Zawahiri and MC Abbas and Mr. Hemani and Yogita Bahana, and therefore Yogita Bahana, when she says terrorists for our dear Rashmi Samant, then I have to call them OIP. What is wrong in it? If they call a nationalist, if they call somebody who supports the constitution a terrorist, then I will call them OIP.
Okay, no, don't do that. We don't do that. I want Syed Abbas to come into the debate in order to bring it back into coherent focus. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Syed, calm down. We have time. Today I'm not doing a third debate. I know the debate is getting worked up. Just listen to each other. You see, just think yourself. Just close your eyes for a minute. And if I were to tell you the following words have been used, and if I were not to give you the name of Ayman al-Zawahiri, I would say the following words being used. Close your eyes. Hindu democracy in India. Democracy in India is for Hindus. Hindu democracy is a tool to oppress Islam. This is the language that the lobby has been using. It's a fact. It's the truth. Now wait, listen to me. It's the truth. I won't embarrass you, Syed Asad Abbas, by taking names. Shalini is on the debate. She knows, I know, you know. Members of the lobby have been saying it's a Hindu majoritarian democracy. Did I call it? No, I never called it. I believe in my country's democracy. We're the greatest, largest, most advanced democracy in the world. But members of the lobby, Shalini, have been saying Hindu majoritarian democracy. Same language has not been accidentally used by the Al-Qaeda chief. You see, it's not accidental, it's not incidental, it's fundamental. Do you get it?
Okay.
Fundamental, it's a fundamental agreement. Fundamental agreement, Shalini, between the worldview of members of the lobby and the worldview of the Al-Qaeda chief. Now, if this embarrasses the hell out of members of the lobby, I couldn't give a damn. I say they should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed more. And just because Rashmi Samant spoke her mind, she cannot be called a terrorist. This is exactly the kind of intolerance, that she was subjected to. I want to complete the point here. I want to complete the point. It is exactly the kind of intolerance that she was subjected to at Oxford University by a few people there.
You have any other better things
to do?
I
would like to say that I'm in total awe because over here all of us
Shalini is on the Shalini and Tasweer. Shalini and Syed.
Quiet for the past 28 minutes.
Calm down.
Hear me out. Please hear me out. I am totally surprised by the way you people are just screaming at each other, whereas we all are under the same context that we cannot afford to have any terrorist group come into our state, into our country and dictate terms. An Indian woman, whether she's a Hindu, whether she's a Muslim, whether she's a Sikh, whether she's an Isai, she is capable of taking decisions on her own self. Don't find an Indian woman to be totally depressed. Don't find her to be oppressed. Don't find her that she's going to be the Purani old Abla Nari that used to be there before in the 19th century. Today, the Indian woman, whether she's a Hindu, whether she's a Muslim, whether she's a Sikh, whether she's an Isai, she is in a progressive country. First and foremost, stop pointing fingers at each other, whereas you all are having the same opinion that Al-Qaeda is a terrorist group. We cannot have their activities in our country. I'm sure you will all agree to this. Second point, the hijab issue is down and over with. Stop making it an issue. It was never an issue. It was brought about as an issue. Because here again, I will say it like what I told, I had stated it on record, Arnab, on your debate only. That when we talk about Islam, when we talk about the Quran, the first word that was revealed to Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam Sahab was Ikra. Right? Now, Ikra means education. And it has also been said कि अगर आपको तालीम हासिल करनी है तो आप चीन तक जाइए. Where is that education? And who is stopping anyone for getting that education? No one is. Secondly, again I am repeating it, Hubbal Watni Nisful Iman. You have to think of these words.
Allow me to come in, please.
I mean, are you just following the Quran the way it has been taught by some radicals? I am not.
You'll be quite surprised with my point of view. Allow me, Shalini ji. I heard you respectfully.
Let me complete.
I heard you respectfully, Shalini ji.
Please respectfully let me complete.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Third point, most importantly, today when you go into the villages, where there are Muslim ladies over there, Muslim women over there, they are more bothered about their livelihood. They are more bothered about their men getting the livelihood. They are getting equal opportunities, whether their children are getting education, whether they are going to go into, they don't want the same life for the children as what they have had. And I don't blame them. I'm a social reformist, I'm a social worker, and throughout I have been going and visiting villages where I'm seeing people at grassroots level who are not bothered about hijab, they are not bothered about Al-Qaeda, they are not bothered about anything like this.
It is my turn to speak, ma'am. Ma'am, I think I've been courteous. Allow me a minute's time, I'll hear you again. Now, the larger point I'd like to make here is, Shalini ji, I'm very glad you said, yes, indeed, the first word of Quran is Iqra. Let me tell you, as an Indian Muslim, as an Indian youth, nation comes first to me. Shalini ji, you said, Hubbul Watan. Our Prophet says, Hubbul Watan, live for the country, die for the country. This is our country, our motherland, which gives us bread and butter. A munafiq, hypocrite like a Zawahiri, let him go to hell. He's not Al-Qaeda. This is Al-Lanati. And I speak for the Muslim youth today. Arnab, anybody who wastes their 9 seconds also of this 9-minute video is a waste of time. Because Al-Zawahiri is nothing but a degenerate scumbag on earth, equivalent to Imran Khan, who cares about Indian Muslim but keeps his mouth shut on the Chinese Muslim. This is the hypocrisy of these people, and let me tell you, they will land in Allah. You Al-Zawahiri, you terrorist, you take lives of innocent and you care about us Indians. We are
and
very
not
happy
to take
with
lives, you are misleading them. You are using the Quran to mislead them.
The fact of the matter, I'll tell you, the last line I tell you, no Indian Muslim true to its sword, no Indian Muslim youth should care a damn, come out on the streets and condemn this degenerate scumbag on earth. Who the hell is this Al-Zawahiri?
You can't be on both sides. Taslim Rahmani, you can't be on, 1 minute. Just Syed Abbas, very convenient change of line by you, very interesting. 1 minute, Shalini, very interesting change of line. And you see Shehzad, the play of words, the nature of expression, the show, Shehzad, the nature of arrogance, the way he's pointing the finger, he's actually working himself up into an absolute fit on the program this evening, Rashmi, absolute fit, and he's abusing Zawahiri. Please, abuse him as much as you want. He's, by the way, scumbag is too little for him. You must call him slightly more, descriptive names. That's not the question, you see. The question is, all your shouting will not take away from the fact, Shehzad, that Taslim Rahmani is quiet today. The real focus is, the real issue, Syed Abbas can shout as much as he wants, Shehzad, but Taslim Rahmani is quiet today because Taslim Rahmani knows that the
इस खामोशी के पीछे बहुत राज है, बहुत रहस्य है.
बिल्कुल है.
Today he is quiet because the final word, the last word has been spoken by somebody who has articulated it perhaps more better than the entire ecosystem of Lutyens. I want to ask Mr. Syed Abbas, all this Al-Taqiyya against Al-Zawahiri is fine, but take a position on those who have been domestic Al-Zawahiris in this regard.
I'll take a position.
About those who are saying these chop off hands, those who are saying they will not follow the Supreme Court order? You have a Karnataka Congress MLA who said, I will not follow this order. One said that people will get raped.
No, 1 minute. I take it forward. I'll take it from there. Syed, just wait a minute. Syed, I'll tell you. The issue is one. The issue is one of common intent.
What about them?
No, the issue is one of common intent. I'll explain this, please. Common intent. Now, what do I mean by common intent? Ayman Al-Zawahiri wants to use the hijab issue to provoke and radicalize, and in India. The lobby also, Taslim Rahmani, wanted to use the hijab issue to provoke and radicalize in India. The Campus Front of India actually refused to accept the Karnataka High Court order. It is a fact. There is a group called Majlis-e-Islah wa Tanzeem. It called for a statewide bandh, and it said public life in Bhatkal must be disrupted following the verdict of the Karnataka High Court. A Samajwadi Party leader threatened to cut off hands of people, right? And there were some extremists who in videos threatened to kill even the judicial officers and the judges who were after this, who were putting out these, putting out the verdict in this case. And the Karnataka High Court had said then, if the words are right, the words were unseen hands. If you remember Shehzad? The Karnataka High Court said this is not a normal controversy. There are unseen hands behind it. So this is not a coincidence.
Adrishya Panja.
Correct. So this is not a coincidence that the position of people like Taslim Rahmani and Ayman Al-Zawahri is effectively the same. Now please say something. People are beginning to comment. I'm asking you so many questions. It's not a coincidence that Al-Zawahri says that it is a tool to oppress Muslims, and the PFI, of which you have been a very proud member in the past, recently resigned, has also said that this is an attack on the minorities of the country. See, Rashmi, he's not saying a word. Al-Zawahri is evoking a divide between Hindus and Muslims using hijab, right? And there are journalists in this country also, I won't name them, who have also been trying to create a Hindu-Muslim divide using hijab. What happened? How many questions will I ask? Oh, he wants one more question. I'll ask one more question. Al-Zawahri says there is no human rights in India. Al-Zawahri says there's no respect for the constitution in India. The Lutyens portals, the sold out Lutyens website said the same thing. Now, you're feeling frustrated, Taslim Rahmani? Why? Because Muslims are an integral part of this country. And the narrative that you people have been trying to put out is that Muslims are alienated in this country. But the fact is that you always failed and forever you will fail. Just like Al-Zawahri has failed and he's come out in frustration, and today it should be a complete lesson for these group of people who wanted to use the hijab issue to divide Hindus and Muslims in this country. And today, ladies and gentlemen, this video of Al-Zawahri has left Lutyens' lobby stunned. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
I think the resonance of the language, because there's so much resonance in the language, shows that they're all a part of the same lobby. Because how can, people claiming to be from different camps have the same language?
Absolutely.
People in the same camp speak the same language. And it is very well apparent from this 9-minute clip that the entire movement spoke the language of Al-Qaeda. And that India should be worried. And I am worried more than anything, because Karnataka is my home and Udupi is my home. So I'm worried for my home.
Yeah. Atikur Rahman is on the debate, but Taslim Rahmani, I think, does not want to open his innings today. He does not want to say anything.
I think I will speak when you will give time and pose me a direct question. Then only I will speak. Otherwise, I know every evening you do this Toch Ladao program. I'm not interested. The nation has seen me speaking all this evening. My take has been taken by the nation very well. It's not important that I keep on talking and speaking and shouting over each other here in this program. It's not important, and I know very well that you are the most happiest person tonight when this Ayman Al-Zawahri kind of people, they issue such a statement. You are the foremost beneficiary of such kind of a statement, because this person,
I do not benefit from fire in my own house.
Spreading Islamophobia.
You need to stop this charade that we benefit from terrorism. You need to stop misquoting and spreading misinformation of this extent. I do not benefit from having fire in my own backyard. You may benefit. It may be your thoughts that you're trying to superimpose on me.
I'm not talking to you.
No, but she's making a point. I completely agree with her. And since you're speaking to me, I would say today. No, I would say today.
Al-Qaeda making a statement is not a joke.
They want to underplay it.
Being on the radar of the Al-Qaeda is not a joke.
Precisely. And they want to underplay it, Rashmi. You know why they want to underplay it? Because they don't want the focus to be on the exact same point that you made out there, that the similarity in language and phonetics, in the use of words, is exactly the same. The attack on Indian democracy and constitution that the lobby makes and made by Al-Zawahri is almost congruent to each other. It's almost shocking. It's worrying, actually. And this whole description of India as a majoritarian democracy by Al-Zawahri and the lobby, how can it be a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Atikur Rahman, is it a coincidence that the lobby's language and Al-Zawahri's language is the one and the same?
Ayman Al-Zawahri in a saffron-clad dresses.
Oh, shut up! What sedition?
Arrested. The lobby.
Shut up!
The lobby very well.
You do not get to disrespect me like this on national TV. I'm half your age, okay? And I have the credibility to talk here. This is my home you're talking about. Shut up!
Who
And
is
do
she?
not talk about sedition
Who is
here. You're not going to get away with calling me a terrorist on national television. You
who
are
is
the
she?
one
You're getting
for calling
offended.
Who is she? Well, okay.
underplaying and
Okay.
whitewashing the statements of a terrorist
Who
in
is
a
she?
terrorist outfit.
Who are
Is she
you?
offended with
I know who she
two
is.
sentences?
I know who she is. I know who she is. I know who she is. One minute. Rashmi, don't get provoked. Don't get provoked. Just 1 minute. Taslim Rahmani, don't get provoked. Since you say tonight, 1 minute. Just a minute. I forgot something very important today. I forgot to make the introductions. She says tonight, Shehzad, he says to her, who is she? Right? I forgot to make the introduction, so I will first introduce Rashmi to you, and then I'll introduce you to Rashmi. Rashmi is an outstanding student who has completed a post-graduation on merit from Oxford University, where she has been elected as the president of the Oxford University Students' Union. And 1 minute, when she was targeted for her background and for her nationality and ethnicity, she fought back. That is who she is. Now let me introduce you to her. Rashmi. Let me introduce Taslim Rahmani to you. Let me introduce Taslim Rahmani to you. Please, I need to complete the introduction, so I don't want interruptions. Anand, okay? Thank you. I want to introduce Yogita. I want to introduce Taslim Rahmani to Rashmi also. Rashmi, please kindly note the person on the other side of the screen is called Taslim Rahmani. From last account, Shehzad, I'm not sure, but I must check if memory serves me right. Shehzad, he has changed about 4 or 5 political parties in the last 4 years, and then he said that he will take 2.5 million people to Ayodhya to protest against the Ayodhya verdict. Not even 25 people followed him anywhere. Then he fought a Lok Sabha election also, Shehzad, and he fought the Lok Sabha election, and in a Lok Sabha election he presently has the record, Rashmi, of getting 182 votes, if I'm right. Am I right? 182 or 181 votes. How many people, Shehzad? 182, or how many people voted for you, since you represent all of
you? You are wrong.
Even his masjid did not vote for him.
Yeah.
Even his masjid did not vote for him.
Even
his masjid said, no, Baba, we cannot vote.
No, because he said, who are you to Rashmi?
Masjid ने भी इसको vote नहीं दिया.
आप किसी को insult करके आपको कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है. Now I go back to the debate. Atikur Rahman, my question to you is, my question to you,
in this country was the most.
Atikur Rahman, my question to you is, in your view, what does the support of Al-Zawahiri indicate at a broader level for the hijab issue, which you were on the same side as Al-Zawahiri?
Hindustan zindabad. Hindustan zindabad is the reply to Al-Zawahiri, his satanic mind. And this Hindustan zindabad was said in an interview by Muskan, who said that next time when the Hindutva elements come with the slogan of Jai Shri Ram, she will come out with the slogan of Hindustan zindabad. This is a tight slap on the face of Al-Zawahiri and all the Hindutva elements who,
categorical
in the name
condemnation
of
a terrorist.
They are playing
Here,
the
look at
Mahabharata
this.
game.
One person
on
says
this
Rashmi Sawant is a terrorist. One
India.
person says, who is she?
Hindustan
Now this
Zindabad
man says, I
is
will
a
condemn
tight slap
Hinduism,
on
Hindu
Al-Zawahiri
terrorism,
and all the
Hindutva,
BJP
and then
Shehzad.
a long-winded route, I will make a position on Zawahiri. अरे एक बार तो ज़वाहिरी को आतंकवादी बोल दो, एक बार भी नहीं बोल पाते.
Repeat, all the panelists should repeat Arnab today.
अरे हिंदुस्तान जिंदाबाद, वंदे मातरम, we know all of this, that is fine, but please say that Zawahiri and his soul.
Shalini also on the debate, Shalini.
You find the similar.
You can say whatever you want to. You can say Hindustan जिंदाबाद, you can say वंदे मातरम, you can say सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, but she should have said this at the first. You cannot play the ball the way you want it to be.
The moment, what you are supposed to do in front of the goons, the gundas, the elements of Hindutva politics.
Rashmi.
In the heat of the moment, she came out with Allahu Akbar. And Allahu Akbar and Hindustan Zindabad does not make the difference for a Muslim girl. She faced them. She faced the Hindutva elements. She gave a tight slap on their faces and on the face of Al-Zawahiris. Hindustan Zindabad. If you have the guts, the entire panel should repeat today, Hindustan Zindabad. This will be the reply to Al-Zawahiri.
Oh, that's a terrible response. You're completely sidelining the entire fact that a terrorist is speaking about India. You're just saying Hindustan Zindabad. A patriotic slogan does not solve a terror crisis.
No other arguments
a patriotic slogan does not
Hindustan Zindabad
does not change the fact that Udupi is on a terrorist radar.
The only fitting reply today to Al-Zawahiri is Hindustan Zindabad, said by Muskan, who was...
I think sloganeering is not taking you anywhere. I'm sorry. At least not from terrorist, not from terrorist elements. When you've spoken the same language as Al-Zawahiri for the past month, for more than a month, saying Hindustan Zindabad today is not going to solve problems.
Okay, is it? I want one minute. Yogita is back on the debate. Yes, Yogita. What is it? Rashmi has said now that has upset you?
We will be one, no matter what you do. Whatever you say, we will be one. We will be one. We'll together fight
Amina and Yogita.
Situation which you are trying to
Who will you be one with? Please make your priority clear. Is it Al-Qaeda you're choosing or Bharat that you're choosing? Please,
Arnab, I know today.
Amina Sherwani from Delhi.
I will proudly declare that I am.
Your mindset is so poor.
I will proudly declare today that I am secular. I will proudly declare today that I am liberal. And because I am secular and liberal, I oppose the ghungat for Hindu women and I oppose the hijab for Muslim women because I am secular and I am liberal. Even though today it may be a bad word to be secular and liberal, I am still proudly secular and proudly liberal and will remain so. And that is why I am on the right side of the debate. I oppose all regressive elements, no matter what country or what society or what religion or what philosophy they come from. I oppose all regressive elements. I oppose all elements that push women back. I oppose all elements that create turmoil in the world. I am on the right side of the debate and I will always be on the right side of the debate because I'm honestly secular and I'm honestly liberal. I am not playing a game. So even today when you have made it a liberandu and you have made it a secular, I am proudly secular and that is why I will oppose.
But there's a fault line there. There's a fault line there. Amina, I don't doubt that you are secular. I don't doubt that at all. And the problem for a lot of us actually has been that when we are secular and we say no, my country is not a majoritarian democracy. My country is a true democracy. And countries which run theocracies have no right in questioning my democracy. Then you know what happens, Amina?
I will put it this way,
allow me.
Is working towards becoming a perfect democracy.
No. And then, but again, if I may be allowed to complete. If I may be allowed to complete. Can I get half a minute? Can I get half a minute? Can I get just half a minute? Can I get half a minute? Yogita, can I get half a minute without you calling me a terrorist, please? My question here is, you see, Yogita, I'll tell you something. Yogita, listen to me. Yogita.
We don't want any bullshit coming from any other country now. We have our own issues to deal with. Arnab, we have children getting raped in this country, for God's sake. We have to protect them. We have bigger agendas.
Now the issue is,
why do we give him airtime?
Can I say one thing, please? Can I? Okay, Yogita, now don't show intolerance to other people's views. There's just one point, please. I was making it as a response to Amina ji. Actually, my point was that, you see, gender rights activists, human rights activists, people who are pro-democracy, all of them have been used. And you will not like it when I'm saying this, Syed Abbas, but I'll tell you, with this lie that Indian Muslims will lose citizenship, you remember? Remember, viewers, in December, and I take you back, can I just go to everyone? In December 2019, I think, December 2019, the world began to believe that Indian Muslims are going to lose their citizenship. It was a lie so well perpetrated. Similarly, Yogita, at that time all human rights activists bought into this idea. Similarly, gender rights activists like you mixed up your views on the hijab issue. I'm totally with you on gender rights issues, but you got used this time by this lobby. And I think that cannot be allowed anymore. And Ahmad Al-Zawahri coming out in the open actually.
During the examination.
Okay, let's come out in the open, Arnab. Let's come out.
Yeah, let's come out. Everyone, I'm always in the open. I never
Yeah,
speak covertly.
Yes, absolutely. So addressing this point openly, Arnab, I think you're right about one point which I'd like to say. I think we need to stop being a hypocrite. That is very important. I think we should not be a hypocrite. My dear friend, BJP spokesperson Shehzad Poonawala wrote an article, Arnab, comparing a Modi with a Hitler. And this man is a turncoat today. Now he's saying JJ Modi. This is the hypocrisy that comes from a Zawahri or a Imran Khan.
I don't know where that came from.
Arnab? This man used to say Modi is a Hitler. I have an article where he has used the choicest of words to say about things about Modi. He said Modi is Hitler.
Shehzad can get a response on that quickly. You made your point, no repeat. This debate is not on that, but anyway.
Hypocrisy, Arnab. Ideology
Arnab.
changes time to time.
Arnab, Arnab, can I respond? Can I please
Quickly, running short of time.
But today we must ask.
I will support any BJP.
Arnab, tell me one thing. He said Zawahri is a scumbag. By implication, Zawahri's soch is a scumbag soch. And those who share that soch are also scumbags. So those Congress leaders, those people in the CFI, PFI, aren't they scumbags? Why has nobody condemned the ecosystem?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Fueling the same thought.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally ending with Ishika Sen, who says, Arnab, hats off to the Republic team. Your team is giving the fastest updates from the war zone. The amazing coverage of Global by Republic is pretty impressive. Thank you very much, Ishika. And we have a lot more on that. Big exclusives coming up tomorrow, and I shall see you tomorrow evening, same time at 9 o'clock. Good night and goodbye.